As we mentioned a bit earlier, spring break is here for a lot of folks. In this morning's Consumer Confidential, we're going to break down the important new travel requirements and pay attention because by the time summer arrives, there are going to be some significant changes here. Here to tell us more is NBC News Chief Consumer Investigative Correspondent Vicky Nguyen. Vic, good morning.
Good morning to you all.
So let's break this down. This is what they call Real ID, right? You might have seen it on your ID, not even realize that you already had gotten this thing. Some people still need it right now. What is it and how do you get it?
It's about to get real, Peter. Congress enacted this back in 2005. It's taken 20 years. They keep trying to do it, but this May 7th, it's really going down.
In a couple months.
Yeah, exactly. And you will need this if you are traveling domestically at any airport in the U.S. The Real ID is available at all DMVs as well as the District of Columbia. And it looks like this. It's a little star in the upper right corner of your license. 3 in 4 people already have it. See, there it is. California went fancy.
And you
actually put the star in the bear.
Lady too,
this is Jane Q. Public. Yes, she's lovely. She shows up to do examples for us all the time. That's what it looks like. You'll need it to travel. And here's what you need to get a Real ID. You will need proof of a valid ID, which means your old ID, a passport, anything that has your name, your date of birth, your social security number. We can put that on there to help people understand the documents that they will have to bring. You also need something that shows you are here lawfully. So that could be a passport, your birth certificate, your social security card, a certificate of naturalization. You will also need 2 proofs of address, meaning
That's
like a credit card bill.
Because everything's done online. You don't
You'll have to print it out
in the mail anymore.
Yeah, you're so right, and that's good that you're going paperless for the environment.
Not looking forward to
You'll
doing
just have to print it out to bring it to the DMV.
Personal angst.
Oh, yeah, really. And a surprise to no one, I do not have the Real ID. Do you?
No, and it's stressing me out.
Peter and I do.
Okay, so 50
on brand
here.
By accident,
so on brand. Dylan, I love you, but that is on brand. We don't have it, and y'all do. What else can you use if you don't have the Real ID? And also, some people have a mobile ID.
Yes.
Like in your phone.
So let's start with the mobile ID. This is a digital version of your driver's license. Some people actually do have this, and it is accepted at TSA. But come May 7th, 2 months from now, it's only going to work if you are in a state that has an actual waiver for the mobile ID. It's kind of a hassle. You'll have to look it up. So just get the Real ID if you can. And then the enhanced ID, really interesting. This is good in 7 different states for you to get back into the U.S. from Canada, Mexico, or the Caribbean. It's available in Michigan, Minnesota, New York, Vermont, Washington. That's actually 5 states. I don't know why I said 7. It provides proof of U.S. citizenship. You have to pay an extra fee to have an enhanced ID. Think of it as like the middle ground between a Real ID and a passport. But it is not acceptable for international travel.
What about the passport cards?
Yeah, those are great.
That
passport
works.
cards totally work.
So, because I don't feel like going to the DMV in the next 2 months, can I just use my passport to travel?
You absolutely can. The passport is always the gold standard. So if you have a passport, that trumps everything. That's like your ace of spades. Take that with you whenever you go. Sometimes people just don't want to carry it when they're traveling domestically because you're scared of losing it. Exactly. But the good news is you can actually renew passports online now. They've made it a lot easier. There are some criteria you need to meet, though. You got to be over 25 years old. You must have had a passport for at least 10 years. It'll take about 6 weeks to, you cannot travel within 6 weeks if you're doing an online passport renewal, and it's going to be the regular speed. You cannot expedite an online passport renewal.
In the near term, that may be the good strategy because you got to figure there's going to be a lot of folks showing up at DMVs pretty soon. Let's talk about Europe for a second. Some people may be going across the pond for the first time as spring break approaches here. There's some changes for those travel plans. Yeah,
the good news here is the ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. That was supposed to go into effect this summer. They have now delayed it for another year. They've punted it, so you can still travel freely within the 30 European countries that you would normally with your passport. If you are going to the UK, there is an exception. For UK travelers, you need the ETA. That is the Electronic Travel Authorization. You go to the UK government website. It costs about $13 US. It's good for 2 years, and it allows you to travel within the UK for up to 6 months without a visa. So if you have a visa, that's fine. You don't need the ETA.
Do you need a big head start time if you're traveling in a month? Is there enough time?
I think a month is probably fine, but the sooner the better.
So that's not for visitors. That's for folks who...
For visitors, yeah.
For traveling.
So if I go to London,
if you take the boys to London,
I have to go do that.
You've got to get the ETA.
Just for a vacation.
Send to someone who's going to London.
It's getting so difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
Some big news for Dylan and I.
You can't just show up with your passport, Dill.
No.
It was a lot. Vicky, we appreciate it always. Thank you.